It's that time of the year again when you're planning your next holiday. I know it. But then the reality hits. Visa applications, endless paperwork, appointments. What a nightmare all that is. So why not make it easy this time? Head to Hong Kong instead. Indian passport holders don't need a traditional visa for short visits. All you need is a pre arrival registration. And the best part, it's completely free and can be done online in just few minutes. Once approved, it's valid for 6 months, allowing multiple visits of up to 14 days each. So skip the visa stress and start planning your Hong Kong adventure instead. Save this video for the next trip and send it to your travel buddy. So let's look at how to apply for Hong Kong PAR. You have to go to this website which is highlighted here. Just go to this website. Once the website opens, you have to go to our services section, which is a little bit below. Here you have to click on visas. On top, you will see multiple tabs. You have to click on visit, and then directly you will reach to the fifth option, which is pre-arrival registration for Indian nationals. So currently PAR or the pre-arrival registration is only available for Indians, and we have to go there. Now here for this registration you have few eligibility criteria, the procedure and all that which is listed here, which you can go through. I will be going through it one by one as well. From the eligibility criteria perspective, you have to make sure that you get this PAR before entering. You should hold an Indian passport valid for 6 months, and you get the multi-entry visa, but the stay could not exceed 14 days consecutively. So you can enter, re-enter, but after 14 days you have to leave Hong Kong, right? Then there are a few other things in terms of general procedure, in terms of how will you be applying for visa and all that, which you can go through. The validity of your registration, now again, as I have mentioned, it's multi you know entry. So that, anyway, go through it. You can click on apply now to start applying. I will show you step by step in terms of what all fields of information gets asked, so that there is no confusion. Okay. For this, make sure that you have your passport handy, because that is like most important. So here you see there's a lot of things in terms of copyright notice, privacy policy and all that. Go through it. Once you go through it, click on I have read. Then it gives you some things in terms of this will capture the personal information, so you should be an authorized person and all that. Make sure you are reading all the guidance and the eligibility criteria, and click on confirm and continue to head to the actual application form. Now here, if you see, it asks your surname in English and given name in English. Make sure you give the exact information which is available in passport as well. Is there any alias in English on your passport? If you say yes, all other grayed out fields will become to fill. Have you ever been known by any other name? Then nationality, your sex, and the marital status. After that comes the date of birth. Make sure you're giving your correct date of birth. Post that comes place of birth. On bracket, you can see it specifically says as shown on passport. So, when you are selecting, make sure you refer to your passport in terms of what exactly is written on your passport, and then you only select that. So, let's say in the case of, I don't know, Hubli, Karnataka, or Hyderabad, let's say Hyderabad or Hyderabad, Andhra Pradesh, whatever is exactly written in your passport, make sure you select that. So if it is Hubli, Karnataka, given in mine, it's that, I will select Hubli, Karnataka. If it is just Hubli, make sure you select Hubli. If nothing is there, select others and write the exact thing which is written on your passport. This is very important information. It can lead to, issues later on while boarding the flight. So in my case, it was Hubli, Karnataka. I'm going ahead with this. Is this your residential address in India? You say yes, and given the residential address in India, right? Again, all these things are not getting checked, but make sure you're giving the right information. Uh, in terms of, if anything goes wrong, there is a right place to get to contact you. Post that comes residential address other than India, and the telephone number. So country code, and you can directly give in your mobile number if you don't have a landline number. So this all information, make sure, has to be as per your passport, for information of passport as well as shown on your passport. So give in your passport number, re-input your passport number, place of issue of passport issued in India, and then exactly what I have mentioned before, where it was issued. If it is Bhopal, make sure you say Bhopal. If it is Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh, say it Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. So it has to be exactly what is mentioned on your passport, no exceptions. Otherwise, just go select others and write whatever is written on your passport. Otherwise, it will lead to, maybe you will not be allowed to board the flight from India itself, or otherwise you'll have issues, at the immigration for sure, right? Then comes the date of issue and date of expiry, which will again be available on your passport. Then comes the previous travels to HKSR, if you have or not. If you say yes, it kind of asks you for more information. If you say no, it will not ask you for any other information, right? The next one is previous visits to foreign countries or regions. So it's good if you have visited somewhere else, please make sure you mention that, because that also significantly improves your chance of getting the PAR. Why I'm saying so is because there are other countries, which is, it kind of proves that there are other countries who have done their due diligence while giving you visa. So make sure that if you have traveled somewhere or wherever in the last 5 years, how it is asking, you're highlighting that. So I'm giving all the information, whatever is available on my passport, or whatever wherever I have traveled in the past 5 years. You can probably, you'll remember it, otherwise you can refer it from the stamps which you have on your passport as well, while leaving the country or entering the country, right? So it gives you some specific number of options to fill, in terms of, you can enter 5 places or 6 places, if I'm not wrong, not more than that. But then in that case, if you are frequently traveling, make sure you are selecting the countries whose visas are of higher value, let's say Schengen country or Schengen region areas and all that, right? Part E is occupation. Given, I work with information technology, I have given that. Name of the company, address of the company. Again, give in the correct information. uh, if you're employed, if you're not employed, you can just skip this part and say unemployed, and skip this part, other fields will be grayed out. The contact telephone number of the company, employer, or school. For kids, you have to fill in this information from the perspective of a school, right? Details of the coming visit, in terms of why you're visiting. So for me, it's leisure visit, I'm selecting that. Proposed duration of stay. uh, it could be less, it has to be less than 15 days. Then it says address of accommodation, so you have to put in where you will be staying exactly, right? It gives you option of adding that information in Chinese or English. Fund available for travel to the region in HK dollars, so make sure you are giving in that information as well. uh, and again, give information which you can prove if gets asked. Okay. Then it asks you for random character certificate, in terms of if you have ever been convicted, if you have been denied a visa earlier, and things like that. So make sure you're selecting that information correctly and giving the right information, right? Then it asks you some of the identification question, in terms of, probably what was your what is the company's name of your first job. So, I'm giving Google again, and then you have to put in this capture. So select any identical question, identification question, given that could be asked as well. Okay. I missed filling in the address of accommodation. You have to fill in where you will be staying. So it could be an Airbnb, it could be a relative's house, it could also be, a hotel. So wherever you're staying, make sure you're giving that information, so that it gets, or your stay, you have booked a stays, can be proved. So yeah, I've given some information, the dummy information as of now. You will have to select the full address as well, along with, the district and all that. Once all that is done, again, validate yourself, and then confirm and continue. As you click on confirm and continue, it kind of gives you a review of sorts, in terms of review all your application, and then you have to say if I am the registrant, or if someone else is registering on my behalf. So you have to make sure, and then you have to agree to that. I understand everything which I have given is correct or not. So if given I'm filling it myself, I just said I am the registrant and continuing forward. Once you continue forward, it will, yes, it will tell you that your pre-registration is successful, and just print the notification slip on A4 white paper and save the soft copy. Again, you will have to carry a physical copy to the airport, because the airline itself will check it. Otherwise, you will be asked for this at the check-in gate as well, or the immigration as well. So make sure you do that. Once you click on complete, it will again tell you that please take a printed notification. Once done, all in good. So your PAR is completed and you'll get the entry. So as promised, here are some of the common pitfalls to avoid, which can lead to you probably from India itself not being able to onboard your plane, or you will have issues with the immigration. So first one is use the exact same information as mentioned in your passport. There has to be no exceptions all together. So let's say your country or so place of birth says Hubli, Karnataka, you have to mention Hubli, Karnataka. If it just says Hubli, you have to mention Hubli. And if nothing is available on the drop down, that is whenever you are in doubt in terms of what I am supposed to choose other. That option will be available, and enter the information manually so that there's no mismatch on your PAR as compared to your passport. And once you have obtained your PAR, make sure that you're carefully verifying every detail against your passport. All this process is free, so if there is some mismatch, you can do the PAR process again before boarding your flight. But make sure you are checking everything so that you can onboard that flight or you do not have any issues with the immigration. And that's about it. If you have any questions, concerns, please use the comment section. Thank you so much for watching.